What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. I am the Crypto Crow. It has been a while, and I get a lot of comments about the last video that I did. I got quite emotional. I am no longer in Puerto Rico. I will say that. And what's funny though is now I live in Florida. It's just I'm so glad to be here. The only downside is that the internet here. Terrible. So I'm hoping that I don't get a lot of dropped frames. I am literally working on a 20 megabyte internet. So I'm real curious to see how this goes. I hope it works out. If it doesn't go well, then I'm going to have to start editing videos and uploading them. I don't want to. It is really good to see all of you guys. Yes, Florida. Tampa, I think is a few hours away from me. I'm pretty sure. I think it's at least 2, might be 3. Crow, you made me rich. Well, that's good. That's kind of the goal. And now today's video, I'm going to be talking about a lot of different things. I've got 2 paid segments that I'm going to get through, one of which paid like forever ago while I was in Puerto Rico in transit. I'm going to get to them real quick because it's the front of the video. I'll show you. I'm going to talk about Elixir. Concentrated liquidity manager on Uniswap, and I'm going to be talking about Shiro Inu, an NFT trading card game that looks pretty cool. So I will get to those. And now the way I'm going to be doing this video is a little different. I'm going to cut back and forth between myself and the frames, and I'm going to experiment with some stuff. Let me see if this works. I am the Crypto Crow. I don't know. You have to let me know in chat if that works because I can't hear it. I don't have headphones on. I did get a new setup and I'm still working on a lot of it. I do have a green screen that'll pull down. I haven't set that up yet. I just wanted to go live today and just let you guys know I'm back. And I'm going to be working a lot. I am going to tell you guys right now that I am super into this Metaverse stuff. And we're going to jump into it. So before we get into that, I'm going to switch my scene here and we're going to talk about ADA Tokenizer. If you're not familiar with it, check it out. Check it out soon. ADATokenizer.io. Mint the Adaverse. You can create native tokens, NFTs, and NFT collections. And there's a lot of functionality that's coming to this thing. Super easy to use, super easy to do. Bad connection, boss. No, I am seeing a couple notifications. Let me see. Dropped frames 58% over the last 2 minutes. Oh, that sucks. That really does suck. So we'll have to see what we can do. I might end up having to record videos and then go from there. So looking at Bitcoin, you can see the Pi cycle top oscillator, still a lot of room to grow. Where we go, nobody knows, but I definitely expect to see us moving beyond $100,000. We could see 200. We'll just have to see. I just see a comment. Why don't you talk about Bitcoin anymore? That's funny. I'm talking about Bitcoin now. Here we are. But yeah, I don't have this, thoroughly charted or anything. Every time I go anywhere, my charts and everything reset. But my biggest thing is this. It's these 2 lines here. This is the Pi cycle oscillator or the Pi cycle top indicator. It's been deadly accurate since the Bitcoin's inception. Thank Plan B for this, as well as this stock to flow model. But yeah, I watch this like a hawk. We have so much room to go. And, I don't even know I don't even know if this is going to close in 2021, folks. This might spill into 2022. And which really sucks because I'll tell you, and I'm going to switch cameras for this real quick. Why is that going? Yeah, there we go. I am definitely going to try and make it a plan, if at all possible, to try and get out of my positions before the end of this year, if at all possible. Because I simply don't know what's going to happen in terms of taxes. I went to Puerto Rico hoping to be able to, take advantage of a tax break, a change in life, a change in scenery and environment and culture and people, learn some things. And we did a lot of that. It's not at all that Puerto Rico is a bad place. The people are great. I mean, it's almost like if they didn't have the political and economic problems that they do, it could be very much like a Florida I don't know how to say this, with a much, gosh, I really don't know how to explain this, but Puerto Rico has an amazing potential, but there's so much to it. And I'll probably do a video all about it. I'm going to break down the pros and cons of my experience living in Puerto Rico for a little over 6 months. I still have a property there. I'm selling it. Anybody wants to buy a big house in Puerto Rico, let me know. But it wasn't conducive to me, personally. I will say that I'm a tech head. Now I got 500 megabytes down internet, where I was, which I obviously can't get here in Florida, which is insane. This is just because of where I'm at, though. I'm a little out of the beaten path, so to speak. So, it is what it is. But yeah, that was a problem. So anyway, where was I? I'm rambling. It's been a while. Okay, so Bitcoin's looking good. I'm not concerned. Cardano, however, has been really hanging steady, just basically trading kind of stagnant for quite some time now. I mean, you can see this is September. Actually, you can't see because I haven't switched it, but this is September. And, we got a pretty significant peak or pump there in July, went up, and then it kind of came back down, and now it's settled. Now, I am definitely expecting to see this. I mean, this here could very easily be considered a bullish pennant, or a bull flag or whatever. And then, we might bounce off of this here at somewhere around $1.90 or so, and then start to really take off. I hope that's the case, because Cardano is down against Ethereum substantially, which this I do not like to see. I mean, if we look at the past, you can see that it's definitely been a cycle thing. Cardano's price against Ethereum tends to drop, and it's not because Cardano's price drops, but because Ethereum pumps that much harder. And then, it takes a huge spike, and then it starts to beat it, and then, it comes back down. It's almost like a back and forth game that they play, like a tortoise and the hare game. The question is, I feel like there are competing projects that are taking a lot of them, not a lot, but they're taking market cap away from Cardano. Solana is obviously one. There are several out there. But I think in the grand scheme of things, Cardano is more significantly a long-term hold. And now that's not to say that I don't expect it to do well as we continue to move into the peak of this bull market. I think it's going to have its time. The question is when that time is going to come, and how will it fare against Ethereum? Because there's going to reach a point where Ethereum is only going to go up so much. I really do believe that. And when Ethereum does peak, I feel like that is going to be when a lot of that profit, a lot of those resources start pulling into Cardano and driving Cardano up significantly before we peak out. Now, Cardano pushing growth in Africa. The Cardano Africa Tour is only another in the series of steps that the developer has taken to help promote innovation on the continent. Crypto enthusiasts have always looked to Africa as being a hotbed for blockchain adoption, and Cardano has made sure to help foster the growth in the region, particularly the growth of Cardano-based projects. I'm only bringing this up to show you that Cardano is working on much more fundamental growth cases in the sense that they're trying to establish frameworks in other countries that are going to utilize this for building applications that are ultimately going to help the society in those areas. This isn't about, Cardano just launched this thing and they're running a really cool DeFi application and everybody's jumping on that bandwagon overnight. No, that's not what's happening with Cardano. Cardano to me is a much more fundamentally sound project. And because of that, it's not getting the the FOMO, all of the BS hype associated with a lot of these other pump and dump projects, these shit coins that people buy into expecting to get a windfall of profit overnight. That's not what's happening here. And that's why I think in the end of it all, I think Cardano is going to be a significant winner and likely end up in at least the top 3 of the market cap overall. But we'll have to wait and see. That's just my speculation. Cardano ADA stakers grow by over 100,000 since September, but much more work still needs doing. Cardano staking metrics grow, but the last 5 months have seen it overtaken by Solana. Now, again, this is one of those things where, Solana, people were getting in, they got in relatively cheap, they're riding the wave. Cool, to each their own. There's definitely room for all of these great technologies all over the internet. Okay, there is not one to rule them all. According to the online staking metrics website pooltool.io, staking addresses hit 942,000 on November 10th, compared to 821,000 staking addresses on September 10th, an increase of 121,000, or nearly 15% plus in 2 months. The numbers bode well insofar as on-chain evidence of Cardano's growing recognition as a blockchain that's here for the long haul. And that just goes into my point. Now, before we move a little bit further into this, I'm going to make some comments here because there's a lot of stuff happening, both on a global scale. I mean, obviously we have this bug that has basically changed the lives of many. And I think ultimately the way that bug has been addressed, to me, is a catalyst or conduit to what I believe the future is likely to be, or hoping to be, by those who are, let's just say, ushering in this new world. Okay. And when I think about all the technology that's being developed right now, and I think about where are we as a society right now? Okay. If you look at the grand scheme of things, the majority of us are constantly on our cell phones, right? We have ultimately, the idea of using a cell phone or making phone calls to one another. Do you remember back in the day when we were teenagers? Well, at least some of us who are as old as me, we used to sit around talking to friends for hours on the phone, right? We had that personal connection. We had that personal discussion. And BitBoy dissed you. Why? I don't know. I haven't seen it. I don't have any problems with BitBoy. But it's all about this personal connection. That personal connection has ultimately been disconnected. Okay. And now we text one another, right? Anything that has to do with voice or any of that stuff, it's like, meh. We want no more sound. Are you sure? There's no reason for there to not be sound. But anyway, yeah, I am dealing with a new system. Let me know if the sound's okay or if I'm being trolled in chat, because anything's possible at this point. But anyway, we are basically moving into, we have sound. Okay, thank you. Okay, cool. Good sound. Sound is good. All right. When I tested my audio earlier, I thought it sounded amazing because I have a completely new everything. The mic is the same, but so ultimately we've already kind of moved ourselves into this disconnect from society as a whole, disconnect from friends, family, everybody. We've boiled everything down to text messages and emails, right? And outside of that, we have the gaming communities, the gaming culture. The gaming culture overall is very disconnected, very much instant gratification. We've become addicted with growing, assets, accolades, attributes, titles, things of that nature in a virtual realm. And that's almost to some degree what gives people purpose, what gives us a way to escape the daily grind of our lives. And ultimately, I believe that this is an answer. I believe that the metaverse, virtual reality, is ultimately the answer to a lot of what's happening right now. And I think ultimately this whole you'll own nothing and be happy. If you're familiar with the World Economic Forum, this is it. You'll own nothing and be happy. You're going to eat less meat. It's all a part of basically helping the world survive, right? The global climate change, all of this stuff, everything that's happening right now is ultimately an effort of trying to save the planet. We reduce the number of cattle out there blowing farts into the wind, cutting our carbon, all of this stuff that's going on. Now, in an ideal situation, what would be the best outcome for a global society to basically help the world heal? Nobody leaves their houses. Nobody does anything. Nobody goes anywhere. We're not driving all over the place, blowing exhaust fumes all over. We're basically staying put, right? We're doing our thing. Now, I think that a lot of that is ultimately going to be facilitated by the metaverse. And when you think about things on a political level, well, Facebook and the metaverse, what you need to know, okay? Now I'm not going to read this whole thing, but the metaverse is a network of always-on virtual environments in which many people can interact with one another and digital objects while operating virtual representations or avatars of themselves. Think of a combination of immersive virtual reality, a massively multiplayer online role-playing game, and the web. The metaverse is a concept from science fiction that many people in the technology industry envision as the successor of today's internet. I believe that, in fact, is the case. I think that's exactly where we're going. It's only a vision at this point, but technology companies like Facebook are aiming to make it the setting for many online activities, including work, play, studying, and shopping. Basically, you're going to do everything in one virtual realm, the Matrix, if you will. And this is happening. Okay, this is happening. What else is happening? Well, if you think about something like Ready Player One, if you haven't seen that movie, I highly suggest you go out and see it. I'm pretty sure everybody has by now. I've actually read the second book. Because the author of Ready Player One, this was originally a book, and there's a second one, and now I can't even remember. I've showed it on this channel in the past. I can't remember the name of it. But it's a really good book about alien invasion, right? And it's really pretty cool. And when you talk about Ready Player One, when you talk about own nothing and be happy, you talk about metaverse. What's the one thing that would ultimately seal all of this together? If you want to take, let's just say that as more and more people are leaving their jobs in favor of basically just government benefits, right? We're being pushed into a place where nobody wants to leave the house. Nobody wants to go drive to a job. Nobody wants to go grind out an 8 or 14-hour day for a little check, especially now when the government's basically saying, we're going to send you some money. Don't worry about it. You don't have to do anything. You just kind of sit back, relax, maybe plug yourself into the metaverse, and we're going to go that route. Government's going to send you what you need to live. Okay. And this is going to be the great escape. If you remember in Ready Player One, everybody basically lived in squalor for the most part. I mean, the everything that they did was to, they lived in this squalor-like environment. And they would patch into, their metaverse, right? And so this metaverse is going to be the big escape. Now, what's one of the downfalls of you've got this big heavy hardware. He wears this vest that helps him feel or sensations. You've got this hood, the helmet, your gloves, all of this stuff, right? Well, what's one thing that we know is coming that could quite potentially eradicate all that? Just get rid of all of that altogether and create one of the most inclusive, it's Neuralink. Okay. This is what's coming. Elon Musk's Neuralink wants to embed microchips in people's skulls and get robots to perform brain surgery. Well, guess what? This is coming. It's happening. I've watched the entire thing on, I watched the whole thing with the pigs and all of that. And here's what I truly believe. I truly believe Elon Musk's already wearing one of these things. I really do. I think that of all people, oh, excuse me, of all people, you know, if there's a way, if he's developing something that he truly believes is going to benefit the human mind, our ability to calculate, our ability to process information, you know, through multiple streams at once and so forth and so on, I believe that this is what it is. And you know, listen, I've always joked when you think about like Shadowrun, like the old Shadowrun role-playing video game, this is it. I mean, this is one step away from a data jack, right? You know, you plug yourself in, or even like Johnny Mnemonic. You know, these science fiction movies of the past are all coming true. I mean, it's ultimately coming right now. It's happening. But ultimately, from what I understand about the Neuralink, is it will be able to shut off all of your sensory perception, which would enable you to ultimately exist like Lawnmower Man in Facebook's metaverse. As crazy as it sounds, this is happening. And I do believe that this is going to be the reality, because ultimately, when I'm thinking about all of this technology that's being developed right now, you know, the idea that Facebook has changed to Meta and is ultimately going to become the metaverse, and they're creating a platform by which all of their billions of users across the world are going to be able to pipe themselves into this. I believe that, and listen, you know, not to sound conspiratorial, but we all know that Facebook has, let's just say, political interests and political ties. If there's anybody that's going to have the power to usher in this kind of technology and have it adopted en masse with the least resistance legally, I do believe it's going to be Facebook. And so when you put all of this stuff together, I think Metaverse is going to be insanely successful, but not necessarily successful because of the reasons we're thinking. And so I just, when I bring all this stuff together, I see this all as the future. How long in the future? I don't know. 5 years, 10 years. I know what the goals are for the World Economic Forum by 2025 into 2050. And I think this is coming now. And I haven't even seen this, but this is Pavia. This is Cardano. Literally, this is the first I've heard or seen of it because I've been diving in. Pavia Metaverse, 29,000 NFT land parcels were sold in the first wave sale. That's funny because I didn't hear anything about this. I'm just now discovering it. I will be diving deep into this because this is almost like it's like sand. It's like the sandbox. So, you know, we'll see. I mean, it's taken a long time. Sandbox still isn't, you know, going, but the first wave land sale is sold out. I don't even know what these sold for. But I'm going to do a dive into that at some point in the future. I just wanted to show it. Now, you know, the title of this video is, you know, Metaverse wealth building, Metaverse profitability. You know, what we know is, so if we look at, this is CoinGecko, and these are top cryptocurrencies by market capitalization. You can see you've got all these master nodes up 26.1%, like Divi token, yeah. Terra ecosystem, Avalanche, blah, blah, blah. Internet of Things. I do believe Internet of Things is going to be significant because ultimately I believe you are going to be able to control your coffee maker, your microwave, your refrigerator, probably even your domestic robot, all of that to cook you dinner while you're plugged into the metaverse. And I think you're going to be able to do a lot of that stuff through Internet of Things technology. I think that's coming. 39 ADA per land parcel, son of a gun. If I would have known about it, I probably would have got some for sure. Privacy coins, Cosmos ecosystem, gambling, meh, wrapped tokens, synthetic. If we go all the way down, you've got decentralized finance is only up 6.8%. I think decentralized finance is taking a hit because the government is saying, get the hell out of here with that. If anybody's going to be doing DeFi, it's going to be the government, and we're going to pay you the yields that we think you deserve. You're not going to go out there and make, 200% yield on some shit coin And you know, obviously the government doesn't like DeFi because it's a direct competitor with the banking system, which I believe ultimately is likely going to be, I think we're going to end up getting rid of a lot of these banks, these local community banks, all that. I think a lot of that stuff is going to go by the wayside, because once the government has launched their stable tokens and they've launched like that SDR, they've launched whatever technologies they're going to do, they're not going to allow stuff like this to go, because they're going to want to do it themselves and control that. Now, here we are, Metaverse. Metaverse tokens are up 6.4% by market cap. You can see this graph over here. We've gotten some significant pumps. Now, if we go in here and we just click this category, we can see a lot of the Metaverse-based tokens, decentralized Mana, currently at $3.35. Absolutely insane. Up 28.2% over the last 7 days. Radio Kaka up 115%. I mean, it's still a fraction of a penny. So, you know, but the point is, if you look, let's see what the last 7 days, RMRK, I don't know anything about this, currently trading at about $29, up 145%. Now, some of you guys are going to look at this and you're going to say, oh, Metaverse, this is the future. I'm going to start what we call chasing candles. This is up 145%. It's probably going to go up even crazier. I'm going to go buy in some of that right now at $29. Well, don't run out yet just yet and start, you know, building bags full of shit coins just because they say Metaverse on them. Okay. That's my friendly, whatever you want to call it. Sandbox is up 13.7%, currently trading at about $3. Polka City, that's interesting. You can see over here, this has taken a significant dump and it's been struggling to get back up. But the thing of it is what we're seeing here is we're seeing some significant growth in some of these project coins and not really much growth at all in some of these others. Monovale. So I'm going to be making it a point to dive into a lot of these projects in future content. Let me know in the comments below, you know, which of these you think I should focus on initially. Obviously, I'm going to be diving into Pavia. I want to find out what the story is with that. So maybe that'll be in an upcoming video. But ultimately, I really think that the Metaverse is where the big profits are likely. And here's the thing. If there's anything that I believe is going to be potentially profitable through the bear market, I believe that Metaverse-based tokens are probably going to be carrying us through the bear market a bit. Obviously, I think a lot of the stuff is going to come tumbling down, but I really think that Metaverse is probably going to be carrying us because these Metaverses are going to be promoted, especially Meta, Facebook's Meta. That's going to be promoted heavily. That's as that continues to grow and establish adoption. You know, any tokens that are utilized within those metaverses are going to be adopted. So what we're going to see is we're not going to see the speculative investments of a lot of these speculative coins over a bear market. We're going to see a lot of that. We're going to see a lot of that rise in value coming through actual adoption. And so I think that, you know, anything that has to do with Facebook, Metaverse, I think a lot of this stuff is going to treat people fairly well. And if anything, it's definitely going to be a significant opportunity to accumulate over the bear market. But I'm personally going to be waiting to see what comes of that as we move down the road a little bit. Now, I thought this was pretty cool. I want to share this. This isn't paid yet. I'm not getting to those. Nifty, Warner Brothers to launch Matrix NFTs. Social non-fungible token platform Nifty has partnered with Warner Brothers to launch Matrix avatars on the blockchain. The franchise is using the NFT project to promote the fourth film, The Matrix Resurrection, which is expected to reach cinemas this year. I mean, this is the platform, nifties.com. You know, they're not sponsoring me or anything. But yeah, I really kind of want some of these Matrix NFTs. I've not dove in significantly to the NFT market just yet. There's a lot of stuff I want to do. I obviously have my Twisted Time series. I don't know if I'm going to get to being able to launch that series anytime soon because the platform that we're building to launch that on, our own marketplace is taking a long time, and I feel like everything else we try to do, it's like the development process of a lot of this stuff takes so long that we end up missing the boat on pretty much everything. So to each, I mean, the story of my life, I could just launch them on like OpenSea or something, but I wouldn't have the treasure hunt associated with it. I think my NFTs are pretty sick personally, and I'm getting ready to start working on another one, which is going to be a significant collection, and they're going to be cyberpunk based NFTs. I'm not going to say any more than that, but it's definitely going to be a fun project for me, I think, through the bear market. All right, so now let's get on to some of these paid segments real quick, and then we're going to go through and answer some questions with everybody. So if you've got questions, go ahead and load them up in the chat. I'll come back to them after I cover some of this stuff. Now, this is Elixir Finance, concentrated liquidity manager on Uniswap version 3. Elixir automates and optimizes concentrated liquidity management. Now, you know, with my paid segments, okay, obviously they help me pay bills. You know, these aren't reviews, okay? I don't really do reviews anymore. This is just me basically saying, hey, here's another project that exists. They're looking to try and get exposure. You decide for yourself if it's something that you want to dive deeper into and maybe take advantage of based off of what they're offering, okay? That's it. There's nothing, you know, this isn't necessarily an endorsement for anything, for either project or any projects I do paid segments for. They're just basically, they're companies that my booking people says, hey, these guys paid, they loved some exposure on your channel. Can you tell your viewers they exist? And that's it. So the features of Elixir, why Elixir? Higher yields. Elixir ensures optimized yields by continuously concentrating liquidity around the current price while minimizing impermanent loss. Lower gas costs. Elixir pulls together liquidity in order to maximize gas efficiency. Users only pay gas fees for deposits and withdrawals, not management. Additional Elixir rewards. Elixir's liquidity providers earn additional Elix farming rewards on top of their LP fees and can even boost these rewards by staking Elix. So, okay, that's cool. Let me see here. Yeah, we could probably play this. Let's see if this plays. It's probably not going to play because I don't have my browser audio piped into this scene. Capital efficiency maximized at all times. And the link for this and the disclaimer is below in the description. It's further down on the bottom, so you're welcome to check that out. Let's take a look at the road. Quarter 3 of 2021, Elixir Vault's V1 launch, Elixir rebranding concept release, redesigned UI release, Elix staking and farming launch. Now, here we are in quarter 4 of 2021. What's happening? Protocol buyback initiation. Okay. Elixir Vault expansion program, rebranding and new UI launch. All right. Let's see what the app looks like. The first automated liquidity concentrator. Hopefully the internet, man, I got a lot of notifications, 15 notifications. I don't know if streaming is going to be able to be my thing. I think I might have to start recording these and editing them. Hopefully you guys tune in for those anyway. Currently $11 million liquidity automatically managed. You got Wrapped, Bitcoin, USDC, ETH, and Lix. All pools. So there's 3 different pools here. All right, you can connect your wallet. You can farm, boost, trade. Okay. Oh, on Uniswap. Okay. All right. So fair enough. And how do I? All right. Okay. Now, quarter 1, 2022, partner integrations, autonomous vault creation, more AMM chain integrations. We are an anonymous team. This is the only thing I do not like about any of these applications is our anonymous teams. That drives me personally crazy, but to each their own. If you're okay with that, that's entirely up to you. I don't do enough with DeFi applications to basically, I never feel comfortable with a team that's anonymous. That's just my own personal preference. But to some of you guys out there where you've learned that it's not a big deal, more power to you. With a fair amount of previous DeFi work experience at a number of established protocols. In order to establish a balanced community and fair distribution, we held a private and public sale with equal terms for all participants. We believe that our liquidity management will allow anybody to access high, sustainable yields typically reserved for the wealthy. I mean, that would be great. That would be great. You can join their Telegram. You've got their Medium. Let's take a look at their Medium. 1 day ago, that's good. Development Medium update. With this article, we'd like to recap all important developments that have been happening ever since the Elixir Finance app went live. It's been an incredible journey. Vault expansion program. All right. Elixir protocol delivers optimal capital efficiency, minimum impermanent loss, and solves the inactive liquidity problem in Uniswap version 3 yield farming. Simply choose your desired tokens and Elixir will optimize and auto balance your positions accordingly. Using Elixir to provide liquidity on Uniswap version 3 saves you gas, time, and money and is designed to eat Uniswap version 3 fees. If you've deposited liquidity on version 3, you have likely noticed when the price moves out of range and you no longer earn fees. You either have to wait with the idle capital for the price to come back into your range or spend gas to withdraw, sell half of your now one-sided LP positions, and then reprice, deposit your liquidity. Well, that sounds like it sucks. So if it answers that problem, I guess that's a pretty good thing. The Elixir team has created a solution that actively rebalances users' positions so they are always earning fees in tightly concentrated ranges. Okay. All right. I mean, that's cool. Again, I'm not huge on a lot of these DeFi apps. I know that a lot of people make a lot of money with them, and that's great. More power to them. I feel like for every 3 that treat people right and are honest and do well, there's like 2 that do all kinds of crazy zany stuff to people's money. And so we'll see. Let's see. There's not a whole lot of information here, how it works. That's the video. Check it out at elixir.finance. The link is obviously below in the description. Check it out and let me know in the comments below if you're a user of Elixir Finance, what's your experience been like. I'm all about getting feedback on some of these segments. But now we're going to take a look at Shiro Inu. I love paid segments that are games because I really like games. An NFT trading card game on the ERC20 network. You can join the Telegram or mint your NFT pack. So that's pretty cool. Let's play this little video here. I don't even think there's audio. I mean, the audio is just a little song, so you're not going to miss anything if you can't hear it. But just to see the kind of the graphics and what's going on with it. I love Magic the Gathering. I really, really, really loved the World of Warcraft trading card game before they discontinued it in favor of Hearthstone. And I like Hearthstone as well. And I know that there have been a lot of different companies trying to come out with, different versions of like a Hearthstone type game. This looks to be something like not quite like that. I don't necessarily think it's as detailed. But, here, the gist of a lot of these kinds of games are, you can get these rare cards. They have, superior benefits to them. And, the rarer the card, generally the more powerful. Those go up in value. You own them as an NFT on the blockchain. You can buy, sell, trade them. And I love it. I mean, I love all of these, and I know that, you know, some of the ones that came out, you know, a year or two ago have been doing significantly well lately. And, you know, this is one of those things that, you know, when I look at these projects, these NFT based card games, I look at them as a way to, you know, basically as these games develop and they continue increasing what they're capable of, you know, the excitement of the game, the value of the cards and so forth, it just drives up the value. And this is the kind of thing where you can buy these NFT based games and play the game and have fun with them through the bear market. And as you're basically playing through the bear market, you're figuring out which cards are going to be the most beneficial. And then you can discover, hey, this is worth a lot of money. This is going to be, you know, the value of this card's going up or the value of that card's going up. So I think that's actually pretty cool. I'm digging that stuff quite a bit. Like I really like these kinds of things. Where are we going here? I clicked the button. Trade history, app update, searching for pairs and tokens. Okay. So you can buy this with wrapped Ethereum in Shiro Inu. This is a problem with slower internet. Everything is slow. Everything is slow. Man, this total Ethereum buy. Wow. Okay. So it looks like they have their own. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I mean, this is a 15-minute chart. All right. So they have their own little charting system set up here. This is dextools.io. Okay. So yeah, you can check that out. And if you want to get some tokens to buy stuff in the game, 150 NFT cards to collect in Shiro pack. 150 cards to collect. Obviously, this is going to grow because I can't imagine this being super in depth with only 150 cards. I mean, I guess that's a lot, but not really. Initial supply is 18 zeros. A lot. Token distribution, 95% is being distributed. Why so many? That's what I don't understand. Why so many initial supply tokens for a smaller game like this? What's up with that? Step one, you get your MetaMask. You can use your exchange to get your Ethereum. You can use Uniswap to get your Shiro Inu tokens. Let me take a quick look and see what are my notes. Do I have any? What? Okay. I mean, basically, they've got all the information here, but let's take a look at the roadmap. Phase one, development and deployment of the smart contract, website creation. Okay. Super basic stuff. Fair launch of the native token. Phase two, continue with marketing strategy and target multiple social media platforms. Listing on small tier portfolio trackers. Rebranding and expansion. Okay, so that's still coming. How are they? I wonder what they're rebranding to. I personally don't necessarily like the name because it's a little confusing. Shiro, you don't want people to be confused and even just pronouncing what your game is called. Contract audit. So that's coming. Alpha version of the game release. That's what I want to see. So when is phase two? There's no dates to any of this, like expected delivery times. That kind of stinks. Phase three, exchange listings, community giveaways, full game release, when weekly competitions. Yeah, that's the thing that drives the sales. It's those competitions where they say, okay, 100 grand to the winner of, this competition and so forth and so on. That's what drives adoption, and that's what drives competition, which drives up the value of cards that help players win in those competitions. So, let's take a look at team. I'm not used to seeing team pages anymore with all this DeFi stuff. It's just okay. All right. So there's not much there in terms of team. It's just the little graphics for people. All right. I don't know what it is about. What is it lately about teams just like hiding and not, show us who you are. That is a significant driving factor in the adoption of a lot of applications. And, do you think Celsius Network would be what it is today without Alex Mashinsky putting himself right out there front and center? No, you gotta put yourself out there. I mean, that's kind of the nature of things. So yeah. I mean, this could still be cool though. I mean, we'll see. I want to see the game. I want to play it. I want to play in the alpha. I want to know. Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. So this is going to be the dashboard. That's pretty cool. Play, mint, my cards, the market. I mean, this looks pretty good. I want to see this. Let's see this in action, folks. Prototyping the web app. The development team has been making progress on the Web3 application, which will power the ecosystem. This is still a work in progress, but we want to share our developments as we go to be fully transparent with our dedicated community. Click for full screen for best viewing. All prices and artwork are placeholders for now. Pre-alpha gameplay example. Oh, this is on... Wait. It's not what we just watched, is it? Yeah, this is what we already watched. Okay. Man, I actually think this looks cool. I wanna, let's see it. Let's see it, yo. What's launch app do? Oh, okay. Mint packs, collection, base pack. Mint one. Okay, so one pack is 0.05 Ethereum and 5 packs for 0.25. Wow, 20 packs. So basically 20 packs is going to cost you, thousands of dollars. Which sounds crazy, right? But you crack a pack and you got one card. That one card could probably be worth, who knows what. It just all kind of depends on the popularity of the game. So once I don't know. It might be an opportunity for people to get in on something. I mean, it's definitely kind of a gamble because the game's not running yet, but when this thing does go, I don't know. I'm curious. I want to see the actual gameplay. That's my big thing. I want to see the gameplay on this. So there you have it. That's Shiro Inu. Check it out if you're into that kind of thing. I know I certainly am. And maybe we'll touch on that. And once this thing launches, and I experiment with it, I'll do some follow-ups for them. Because they're obviously spending money marketing. They're obviously putting money out there to drive adoption and interest in their game. So I'm all for that. And because I'm good with it. The game looks pretty cool. Yes, it does. I think it does look really cool. Pavia is already 10x. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be diving into that in my late nights. And likely during the day, because if there's a way I can get involved in Pavia and build something and really do some cool stuff with it, I'm all for that. Absolutely. Let me drop this down. I've been live 49 minutes. I've had 23 dropped frame notifications. So for those of you guys watching, just how bad is my video feed? Just how bad is the connection? Get yourself a beach plot in Pavia. Man, I don't even want to hear the word beach for a while. Let's go, Crow. Nothing better than old school guys who believed when believing wasn't cool. Keep up the great journey, my friend. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I still want to achieve in the crypto space, but man, I want to tie up loose ends. I've been so just kind of locked down mentally and emotionally, and there's a lot of stuff that I've been trying to do, and projects that have been ongoing for years that I was hoping to be able to be out of and resolve much sooner, and it just things drag out, and Cardano is not helping me right now, even though Cardano tends to do its own thing no matter what. Audio is solid, but video stutters about 10% of the frames. Pretty bad. Okay, so I'm going to basically I'm going to start recording videos then. That's really going to be the only option. Sound is perfect, video is choppy. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm looking at it. It's just the internet. The internet speed I have here, it's insane. It boggles my mind that there are still places, especially in a state like Florida, with low, crappy internet. And the thing of it is I can't even get like Starlink, like Elon Musk satellite. I can't even get that until like 2022. So I'm like stuck with 2 cans and a string for my internet. And I wanted to try it out today and see, hey, it's Saturday. I haven't been live in quite some time. And but I will say that if I start editing and I start doing like pre-recorded videos, they're going to be they're probably going to be a little shorter. And let me ask you this. This is a really good question that it would really help me be able to plan my content. Let's say I have to do pre-recorded videos that are edited. Would you rather have each segment, like what if I did, there's 5 articles I want to go over today. Would you rather me basically do commentary on each of those articles as one individual video? Or do you like it when it's all bunched together for an hour? Let me know what you think, because I'm going to be checking the comments of this video, and I'm going to finish working on my studio and things today, because ultimately I'm not even where I'm at. I'm not even where I want to be in terms of my setup. Yeah. There's definitely a lot of money. I would love to be live. I just don't think it's going to be possible. I don't think it's going to be possible. The only way I could do that is if I rented an office somewhere that has high-speed internet, and I'm like literally driving to the office every day. I know. We like the live rapping. I know. Gosh, you're killing me. I want to be live too. I really do. It's so much easier to just go live and do my thing than sitting down for hours prepping a video. Today's video consumption lends itself to shorter videos, 5 to 15 minutes. An hour takes commitment. You're right, Jason. Your flow is where it's at. I know. And I noticed that when I go live, the views, engagement, all of that go up. If I do pre-recorded stuff, they just don't get the views, which really stinks. Hour-long videos every couple days would be sick. Yeah. I mean, I could even do like little segments. I could do little segments, multiple segments a day, even scheduling them throughout, covering article. And then like maybe every Friday or every Saturday, I put everything together in one large video that I upload. So you can either get it piecemealed through the week, or you can just wait once a week and almost have like an end of the week compilation of everything. That could be good. Let me know in the comments, will you? Let me know in detail in the comments below. Help my algorithm a little bit, because I'm 281 people live right now. Remember, before YouTube terminated my channel and gave it back without warning, without cause, without anything, they didn't tell me squat. I'd have 1,500 to 2,000 people live, and that really hit. That hit me right in the feels. So thanks for joining me, guys. 54 minutes in, we'll call it under an hour, and I'm gonna get back to work. So I'm gonna get all this stuff set up. I want to get everything done, and miss the old studio. That's funny. Anything is better than nothing. I appreciate that. Well, I will be back, and I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of deep dives into the metaverse stuff, but